You can support In the Past Lane by buying some of our merchandise, like shirts, hoodies, mugs, and stickers. Just go to our website, inthepastlane.com. Thanks.
Whoa, hit the brakes. You've arrived at the #1 drive-by for American history. Welcome to The Pit Stop. Brought to you by In the Past Lane, the podcast about history and why it matters. Here's Edward T. O'Donnell, your host and historian at large.
Hi everyone, welcome to The Pit Stop, your Monday source for history on the go in just about 5 minutes. We offer this feature every Monday, in addition to our full feature episodes, which, you may have noticed, have been on hiatus of late due to technological difficulties. But all that's behind us, so keep your eye on this feed for a full feature episode later this week. Here's what happened in American history the week of April 8th, 2019. Let's start with birthdays. April 9th, 1898, is the birthday of Paul Robeson, who was born in Princeton, New Jersey. Paul Robeson was a great athlete, but an even better singer. His deep baritone voice made him a famous concert singer and recording artist. But Paul Robeson was also a political activist, deeply involved in the civil rights movement and the struggle for black liberation all around the world. His activism was inspired by Marxist and socialist revolutionaries, and let's just say that this brought him a lot of criticism, since this was the era of the Cold War. Paul Robeson once said, "As an artist, I come to sing, but as a citizen, I will always speak for peace." April 9th, 1905, that's the birthday of Senator J. William Fulbright, who was born in Sumner, Missouri. William Fulbright was a U.S. Senator representing Arkansas from 1945 to 1974. He believed deeply in promoting peace by fostering tolerance and understanding among nations, and in 1946, he helped establish a program that did just that. We know it today as the Fulbright Program, that sends hundreds of young Americans abroad every year to study and teach. April 10th, 1847, is the birthday of Joseph Pulitzer, who was born in Hungary. After emigrating to the United States, Pulitzer got into the newspaper business with the purchase of the St. Louis Post-Dispatch in 1878. 5 years later, he bought the New York World, and from there he built a national news syndicate. Pulitzer was a pioneer in using sensational news to sell papers, a style that came to be called yellow journalism, which is kind of funny when you consider that the highest honor in journalism is to win a Pulitzer Prize. April 10th, 1880, Frances Perkins was born in Boston, Massachusetts. Frances Perkins became a sociologist, social reformer, and advocate for workers' rights. In 1933, she became the first woman named to a cabinet position when Franklin Delano Roosevelt tapped her to be his Secretary of Labor. Frances Perkins once said, "I came to Washington to work for God, FDR, and the millions of forgotten plain common working men." And April 13th, 1743, that's the birthday of the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson, who was born in Shadwell, Virginia. Thomas Jefferson led one of the most remarkable lives in American history. Over a long career in public life, he served as a diplomat, legislator, Secretary of State, and eventually Vice President and President of the United States in 1801. He also wrote the Declaration of Independence. Thomas Jefferson once said, "I hold it that a little rebellion now and then is a good thing, and as necessary in the political world as storms in the physical." And if you want to learn more about Thomas Jefferson, check out In the Past Lane episodes 25 and 49. Okay, what about events? April 9th, 1865, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered his army to Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse in Virginia. Lee allegedly said to his officers, "There is nothing left for me to do but go and see General Grant, and I would rather die 1,000 deaths." April 9th, 1939, the famed African-American contralto Marian Anderson performed an outdoor concert at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Anderson had originally been scheduled to sing at Constitution Hall, but that venue was controlled by the Daughters of the American Revolution, and they made it clear that they would not allow a black woman to sing in the hall. And so Eleanor Roosevelt intervened and arranged for Anderson to sing at the Lincoln Memorial. And so Marian Anderson not only got to perform in Washington, D.C., the event was also broadcast live on radio from coast to coast. Take that, Daughters of the American Revolution. April 10th, 1925, writer F. Scott Fitzgerald published his masterwork, The Great Gatsby. Many consider the novel, with its themes of love, greed, and personal reinvention, one of the great American works of fiction. Here's the famous last line of the book. "So we beat on, boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past." April 14th, 1865, President Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. Okay, time for the last word. Let's give it to Senator William Fulbright, who was born 114 years ago this week. Here's a passage from a speech he gave on the importance of the legislator in democracy. The legislator is an indispensable guardian of our freedom. It is true that great executives have played a powerful role in the development of civilization. But such leaders appear sporadically, by chance. They do not always appear when they are most needed. The great executives have given inspiration and pushed to the advancement of society. But it is the legislator who has given stability and continuity to that slow and painful progress. Okay, people, that's your History Fix of the week. Now put it in drive and go make your own history.